安安泰嘎，好，今天又来实况。我希望今天我的网络不会爆。希望今天我的网络乖乖的不要爆。哎呀，好，支线 go go go， 结界支线，支线 go go， 哎，一大堆支线。你得啊。VPN.
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers would...
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
VPN 我发现呢，也不算发现吧，我今天试着查了一下，就是呢，我家这条，就是我签的这一条叫什么啊？网络的 provider， 这应该叫什么？网络公司吧。我这家的网络公司，它的线路里面啊，预设就有那叫什么 IPv6， 就不太一样的那个连线法，它是那个 IPOE 的连线，就 IPv6， 然后它预设里面就有。然后我去查了一下，好像 VPN 基本上跟 IPv6 是冲突的，它不走 IPv6， 它只走 IPv4。所以我就在猜会不会是这样，因为我的线路走 IPv6， 然后跟 VPN 冲突，所以就会那种连就连不到这样。我今天就总共有遇到过几次，我的整个那个网络界面卡就是整个死掉，整个连不上的状况，我遇到几次，我不知道是不是这样。所以我今天试着把我的 IPv6 都关掉，看它这样连起来会不会就没有冲突。我在想说它是不是因为线路 V6 和 V4 的线路冲突，那我的那个网路线走 V6， 结果它 VPN 跑 V4， 所以它冲突就会出问题。不知道是不是这样，反正今天看我把 V6 全部关掉之后。就也没有全部啦，我把我那个这台电脑的 V6 关掉，看会不会改善。
You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack them hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better.
I do. Well, any old adam...
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumor of an ancient adamantus down in Carava. Near all bids up, but don't expect...
I'll keep that in mind.
这边还有，我现在就把我的有线网络的 V6 关掉，然后只开那个无线的，所以比如说我的笔电啊什么，可能还可以接，就单纯把我这台有线关掉 V6，看它这样会不会改善。我推测可能这个问题，因为我查了一下，好像真的 V6 和 VPN 是不合的。台湾的话，电信公司基本上也就中华嘛，好像也没有什么太大的区别。但是日本这边电信公司很多，网络公司超级多，然后每一家的那个线路都提供的方案都有点不一样。
Pining for something, boy.
对啊，也是大失事啊！我前几天遇到状况，就是他连 Google 啊，连 Chrome 开网页都有问题。那有些时候 YouTube 看一看就会突然卡住，或者我要 Google 什么东西，突然跟我说找不到 IP 位置。
How long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want my iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he were looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
我本来昨天一直觉得是不是那个 VPN 的那边的问题，但后来又多查了一下，然后觉得网络界面卡，不然你整个卡住爆掉，好像不是很常见的。然后我就查日本这边的网站，然后就看到有人说，我这家公司提供的那个 program 叫 V6 Plus、V6 Plus， 然后我就去查一下 V6 Plus 和 VPN， 然后就看他们说，就是 V6 Plus 是没办法接 VPN 的，它会冲突。然后说那个反正接法就是把 V6 关掉，你试试看吧。
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers, a tale which could overturn the established order, so rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books,
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snapped.
by the hand of the executor.
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a sink. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the... I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark, but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible, if you were...
Very well. I'll be sure to...
一大堆支线，解，让他看到就解。
All right, Toggle. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
Mm-hmm. 哇，从哪开始啊？啊，从这好了。
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous. Is it alright to be nervous?
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember?
Please.
Oh, of course. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes.
I am. But I swore I'd face him. Just like the man who saved...
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions.
So, what?
You haven't even started. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No, you'll need to assess all without being discovered.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Impress me.
Ready, go?
faster!
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. 花不起耶。
Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Enemy slain.
Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed.
That's 哎，对哦，我用船是不是比较快？用船呢？
Where is Ember?
He must have fled. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. He was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but...
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Hey? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there in his air. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. Don't you...
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
A fortress?
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now. Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizen's watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No, he must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry. Well, yes. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him.
Right away.
It's just a bit...
我一直觉得英文版的夫人声音很性感。我一直觉得夫人声音很性感。
town needs you. I need you. But the Duke would have me clapped in irons. Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Because he handed it in along with his sword. Said he'd find a better way to protect the town.
What does the dame have to say about all this?
So you are content to abandon the... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right, as always. We've had some reports.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet.
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them...
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one...
打怪区，清怪区。
Ready, go?
Ready, go.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
死在那边。
It's over.
Clive, 经验值超少，算了，都是一些杂鱼。
Clive! Are you alright?
I am. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly... I'll do what I can to calm. Be careful out there.
Don't worry, I'm not...
自动传回去。
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
Whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady.
I'll play my part. You still want for numbers. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the South in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road. I fought a few of these things.
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when...
Till then, madame.
He's just a common boy, but would follow her to the gates of hell. 他是个妓院老板。没错，人家是妓院老板夫人。他可以让我们色，我们愿意追随他直到地狱的尽头。
There are so many of them.
Not for long. This one.
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun.
Saw it!
酷死他！
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Toggle.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men...
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. I thank you both for answering.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again, as did you, Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was... I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, Your Ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the... And we may yet achieve it. Will you join us?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. And today there are more than ever.
Madam, in these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain.
Well, I should see if his...
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'll be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would... Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've...
Tell me. If Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm. But I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Level up.有300万经验值。Rechalk。我要去个厕所。然后看一下下一个那是去打一堆多到我不知道从哪开始，在哪里？ 啊，那就这里吧。这边有那个爸爸任务。
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet, even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at least overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way. It shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you.
An inheritance?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the Blight spreading ever more widely across the Twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Hey, 还有一个任务。
Lord Marquis?
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait. In order to pursue a new avenue, he sent an owl somewhat...
Was he surveying another fallen?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its... by gaining an understanding...
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him. Yet, for as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps Mickleburg. It lies if aught ill befell him.
All right.
You are much. Go then, with my hopes.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the Third Chair first, shall we?
这里呀。阿伯。
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
去打格里芬，又是格里芬。
Titan's World. It's to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
这英海。 哎，兄弟，你在上面啊！你这样武器。
Come on. Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
For House Rosfield.
直接骑到他脸上。 该死了吧！他锁血啦！他锁血啦！锁血啦！这早该死了。Heartstone.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
I have some things for sale. Thank you. Farewell, traveller.
Farewell.
Fly, Ambrosia. Here we are again. Corrupt. If you were a tortoise, Togo, where would you hide?
如果你是只乌龟，你会躲在哪里呢？脱狗。这里。
It looks like we found him.
Ah,按错了。龟壳。
If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Three companies.
Oh, thank the Griffiness.
And the Heartstone.
Thank you, my lord. Your father would...
Lady God...
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me. The armbands are prey. Take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Should we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
好，去找这个，老爸给我们的手环。 哦，血量加很多诶，防御少一点，但血量加蛮多的。但这可以强化吗 ？Founders Best。没有啊，没有办法强化。这个有点尴尬耶，一个低顶高一点，血量加40，血量加40。老爸给的呢？但他装了好像也没有改什么外观。好吧，既然装了也不改外观，那就算了。他如果装了会有外观上的差别，我可能才会。想说好吧，装一下，没有差别就算了。爸的坟呢？老爹的坟。
Let's go.
Faster. Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies? That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
"老爸的衣冠冢。扫墓。
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
挂到鬼。刚好来了，这边还有一个人物。
It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
More than words. 这个是那个托鲁巴鲁的。狗。对，我订的那个托加尔娃娃好像月底会送来啊，怎么还不快点送来？我的托加尔娃娃。
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy.
不要游泳。
I wasn't being serious.
开玩笑。
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Now feel good, boy. After it.
多撸几下。
Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, Shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal, for never giving up, for never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going.
Go on.
People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
木剑，走啊！
Sorry for the wait. We're ready.
回基地一趟吧。我看一下我能做什么道具、装备。有一堆，还有一堆的新东西哦，什么都跑出来。
Still alive, are you? Ta-ra then.
Thank you, Karen.
You could do this too. Go on then. Finished, are you?
Crack the crystal.
a very good one. But then... So, what'll it be? You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. Not my best work, but it'll do.
原式手套。Race of demo little toys. Racing tussle. Hobo tussle.
And?
Clive, coin purse weighing you down?
Oh.
You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Channelers.
Finished, are you?
What do I owe the honor? What do you want? You can thank me later. Not my best work, but it'll do. And?
Real. Fine heart, wage of fate, concerned for Jill.
If Joshua's worried about Jill... Joshua, I read your message. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine...
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
要是没有我帮你出主意，你这个大木头，有没有办法讨人家女生欢心
You
嘞
should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a chance.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back.
Yes. Truth be told, it was from what I...
No. Ember lost his nut, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
升级300万啊，还不错。要多少升级啊？800万升级。啊，我什么时候有学原始小手
How may I help you today, Clive?
我什么时候有原始的手？哎，有哎，原始手套。
Here you are.
耶，终于有了。
All done?
我看有2个新的哦，龙骑士哦，跟那个 是谁掉的？
So, what'll it be?
人事手
You can
套。
thank me later. Not my best work, but it'll do.
Berserker's Ring 这个没有办法强化。我去把那只龙骑和那个怪打一打。等一下哦。还缺哪个材料啊？
So what do I owe Diana? What do you want?
Ultima Weapon， 差一个那个 Dark Steel，Dark Steel 谁掉的 ？Dark Steel， 我查一下。 Dark Steel 谁掉的？哦，是你吗？我看，好像就是他。 好像是这只掉的，这样我就可以做最强武器了。在哪里啊？这里。哦，去打黑钢，然后做最强武 Ultima Weapon。Ultima Weapon。
And how might I help the garrison today?
Those things didn't fight like men.
Fly, Ambrosia.
“看一下，在这里。哎，打一次怪让我有一个。 有一点 LP 吧。 有没有怪可以让我回个 LB 的啊？他在那里。哇，这边都没有让我回 LB 的哦。啊，有一些。
This one. Toggle, kill. Go Toggle.
哎，好，可以，有2条，够了。怎么的打？Prince of Death， 死亡王子。哎呦！够了啦！哎，不见了，在哪里？哎，哇，被他躲掉，风大。 哎，有了黑钢，有犀利，有犀利黑钢，我可以做 Ultimate Weapon 了。我要做我的神兵了。最后拿神兵去打那只龙骑，就差不多可以休息。今天看起来网络是没问题的耶。是不是真的把 IPv6 关掉就没事了？
What do you want?
耶！哇，我直接大爆升级耶！直接从590，等一下可以直接升到700，哇！伤害大爆升。
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
100
No scratches, right?
耶！哇！我现在拿到最强武器了。
That it? Fine.
我看 Ultimate Weapon 的外观长怎样？好看吗？哎呦，好像蛮帅的呢。哦。 啊，看起来是蛮帅的，他看起来有点脏脏的。我觉得还是老爸的剑比较好看。耶，那就拿这个去打那只龙骑。 我是不是几乎都打完了？像沃鲁德的还没打完。对，我这样只剩沃鲁德的还没打完呢。来，让你看看我的 Ultimate Weapon。你是第一个让我试刀的。 那你看看700的伤害是怎样？让你看看700伤害加原氏小手加10%伤害的威力是怎样？ 来，看我超尊重他的，我把最强的装都装上去了。
You're the outlaw, the one who drove his highness to madness on your knees.
He has Ballarat, and it doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
Kill!
我喷火的时候，我自己也跟着喷火。
in hand.
我来了。哇，满屏的，满屏的火花，好爽啊！哎，死吧！哈，看到没有？这就是 Ultima Weapon 的威力。
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.
Hmm. 下一次先去把吉尔的解了，因为吉尔的解完啊，还有那个迪翁的也要解，那两个解完给我视频，这样视频就可以强化。好，今天先这样。目前看起来，我现在的网络设定好像真的就没什么问题。这就是 item level 的威力。有没有用最强武器？我还加上原式小手，加10%伤害。我从原本的500多直接升级到700，哇！啊，那我想想，好像也就先这样吧。目前今天看起来实况上没有什么问题，可能真的是 V6 关掉就没事。再多试个几天吧。目前看起来这样，如果可以的话，可能之后就这样用。好，那就今天先这样，先休息啦。我也是打了多久啊？我打多久了？有2个多小时了。好，刚好差不多。那就先这样，先休息啦，拜拜，明天再继续。